Today we were discussing about that rise with SAP and grow with SAP concepts. As I already told you, try to explore it more as much as possible. That will be very, very useful for you. And I mentioned something about some FAQs SAP is offering to you related to rise with SAP. That simplifies the things, and your doubts will be clarified more easily. We were trying that yesterday. We are not able to get it, but look at this. This is the way you can access those FAQs. Go to sap.com, go to products, enterprise resource planning. Here, both options they are giving for you, right? So you have grow with SAP and rise with SAP, these two. And here, if you go to this discover rise with SAP, where they are giving you the overview of this solution called rise with SAP. We know all that. I already explained you what they are basically offering. They are giving complete end-to-end solutions as S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition as a core. Now here at the end you can find these FAQs, so you can find simple information. See, SAP Rise with SAP is a managed cloud service that helps organization using on-premise ERP software, including ECC S/4HANA, to migrate to cloud securely and smoothly. So you can convert this existing on-premise softwares to on cloud. S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition, which already mentioned. They can take advantage of the so many other services they're providing, and the differences between S/4HANA Cloud and Rise with SAP. So as you can see that Rise with SAP is a bundled software that includes cloud ERP, business process intelligence, execution services. There are many more, migration services and all. And here you can also see the difference between Rise with SAP and Grow with SAP, who is opting for it. So Rise with SAP is tailored to help larger enterprise migrating their existing ERP data and business process capabilities to cloud. And Grow with SAP is for smaller organizations or mid-sized business, and they want to have fundings and all that. They have good growth, but they can't afford the software and infrastructure cost and all that. Then SAP will provide you the ERP software, almost like for 6 months they're giving it free of cost. Oh, excuse me. One sec. Excuse me. So it's basically S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition will be having that. Okay. So go through this will be helpful for you. So the next thing, next important concept we are going to discuss here is understanding this cloud terminology. I know some of you might be already knowing about this, but it's worth spending time on this and understanding these different cloud terms we are going to come across. So this entire training we are going to come across this, and this will be very, very helpful for you later on, even when you are going to work with this BTP environment. So let us look at all these terms one by one, a little more detailed way. First and foremost, we have this term called cloud computing. What is cloud is all about, or cloud computing is all about? So basically, cloud computing means you are going to consume your software or platforms and infrastructures as and when you need on demand basis from any device. Just you have to use internet and access it. That's it. What the advantage you'll be having is this cloud computing can lower your cost. How it will lower your cost? Because that will allow you to use only the resources you need on demand. So you don't need to set up big data centers in your company. So you don't need to build a big data center in your office for scalabilities, high availabilities. All that you don't need to do it. You don't need to reserve a specific amount of computing resources in case if you want to use it for prototyping, like you want to build a new application. So first you want to do a prototyping project. So you don't need to reserve this much of resources for that, or computing resources or computing capabilities. Sometimes what happens, you may need a higher, there will be some higher loads when you need more resources temporarily. It's only for a temporary period. So if you have to set up a data centers in your own premise, so you have to increase that hardware configurations, but that will be used only for a temporary period. So you have to invest a lot for that. All that is not necessary when we go with cloud computing, right? So that's a major advantage you'll be having. So you don't need to set up anything. You can just start using as and when you need it. So cloud computing offers and offerings are available in different deployment models, and service models will be there. And these landscapes, the cloud landscapes you have, they're clustered over several regions to make it sure that it ensures your higher availability and lower latencies. That's what you see. Many regions, they are spread across. So you have a lot of importance for this virtualizations, container technologies, and all that. That is all because of your cloud computing concept only. It's even more relevant now. So there are a lot of providers. You can also call them as vendors who will provide these cloud offerings for you. So in fact, SAP is focusing more on this transformation to the cloud because that's going to be the future. That's why cloud computing is having a lot of significance now. And even you people as consultants or administrators, you have to move on because going forward, you see most of the solutions will be offered on cloud because customers don't want to invest too much on the infrastructure part or the platforms and all that. So they want to just utilize them as services. So that's the flexibility you'll be having here. So in simple way, that's what cloud computing is all about. And then another term you'll be coming across is multi-cloud option. So what is this multi-cloud is all about? So when you are speaking about these enterprise solutions, particularly we are using a term intelligent, sustainable enterprise solutions. Landscapes will be more diverse. So many different solutions you'll be having in that landscape. So you can combine multiple products from different vendors. It's not just from one vendor. Don't think that customers will be opting for only SAP solutions or the solutions offered only by SAP. It's not like that. They may opt for multiple products from different vendors. And that too, sometimes they may go with private cloud, sometimes they may use public cloud. Even some of the applications they may deploy on premise also, depending on that requirement. So, because customers are looking for diverse applications, so it doesn't matter whether it's infrastructure or a platform or software as a service, SaaS products, they're all on demand basis, they'll be utilizing them. So you can combine this, integrate them to each other through this concept of multi-cloud. So there's no hard and fast rule that everything will be running on in one environment or provided by one single vendor. In fact, SAP is supporting this, and that is the reason why you see that when SAP is offering you this business technology platform, even if you look at that integration facilities they are providing for you, integration is not about integrating only SAP applications or SAP solutions. They're allowing you to integrate existing SAP solutions with third party also. So SAP to SAP, SAP to non-SAP, non-SAP to non-SAP integrations also supported that. So you can say that SAP is supporting this approach of multi-cloud. So means you can combine software from different regions, different deployment models, means on-premise to on-cloud, on-cloud to on-cloud. Everything you can do. So that's a flexibility you need to have. For any customer, that's what they look for. That's why remember that SAP is supporting this approach called multi-cloud. Okay. Simple terms, multi-cloud means you can combine the softwares from different regions, different deployment models, and softwares from SAP as well as non-SAP third-party companies also, third-party vendors also. So tomorrow when you are going to start working in an environment, don't expect only SAP applications or SAP solutions. You know, we as SAP consultants or administrators, we may feel like, okay, it's all about SAP, but there will be so many third-party softwares also you come across. So it's important. Remember later on when we are going to work with BTP environment, these provisions will be available for you. That's about multi-cloud. Then there is another important term you come across called hyperscalers. So hyperscalers you already might be knowing about what generally we refer to them as infrastructure as a service providers. So a huge landscape setups will be available. Examples of hyperscalers like AWS, Microsoft Azure. There are so many, right? It's not just only few like this. No issues. Okay. Let me go back. So we have Google Cloud, we have Alibaba, even SAP also. So a lot of cloud service providers are available for you. Infrastructure, basically, what we are speaking about. So SAP partners with all these big players in this area like AWS and all that. AWS, Microsoft Azure, and all. They're trying to achieve best offerings for the customers with high availability features. So this collaboration is across several products. It's not just only for BTP, multiple products. You name, suppose you want to have something like uh, SAP HANA or S4 HANA like that. So you can opt for any of these hyperscalers. So you go and check hardware partners for HANA. There you can find something called IaaS platforms, infrastructure as a service platforms. So there you can find all these hyperscalers there. So SAP BTP is one of them. So that's an interesting concept for us, BTP. But it's not just only BTP. There are so many other products we can run on these hyperscalers. Like example, as I shown explained you, HANA can be used because you know when we opt for HANA, there will be appliances delivered to you. So with some pre-configurations, and there will be options like the tailored option also available for you. Like customer want to have some customizations and all that, that flexibility will be there. Tailored data center integration, what we call it as TDI, that approach is available, and then you have these IaaS platforms like that. So SAP BTP is also available on these hyperscalers only. So in several regions they are providing with these providers. So it supports multi-cloud landscapes. See, these providers selection will be doing based on different factors. Anyhow, later on when we are going to create the global accounts and all that, at that time I'll show you where you have an option to select these, the hyperscaler. You can choose AWS there, Azure there, but there will be different factors. You need to check uptime availability, services offered. When I say services offered, remember that sometimes what happens is, suppose if I am selecting a specific region and a specific hyperscaler, like if I'm selecting AWS, European region, or AWS available in Asia Pacific region like that. So when we select, sometimes it happens that there will be only limited set of services available. So services availability is also going to be a big factor which you need to consider there. It's not that in all the hyperscalers, in all the regions, you have all the services available. That won't happen. So they have these differences, uptime availabilities, service offerings, latency also you need to consider, because you are in a specific location. Suppose you are in India, I have to choose something which is near to me, those data centers which are near to me, so that you have low latencies. So those factors will be there. So they're offering these data centers. SAP is offering these data centers in collaboration with all these hyperscalers. They're offering in European region, US, Singapore, and many more they're offering. So apart from that, SAP is also operating their softwares in its own data center. SAP is also having their own data centers without using these hyperscaler capabilities. Um, so you can opt for that also in case if you want. These data centers are built with same architecture similar to that hyperscaler architectures to be more flexible for scaling, high availability, and a lot of default compatibilities will be there. Okay, so it's a customer's choice, but there are multiple factors they need to consider when they choose these hyperscalers. As I mentioned already, it could be the availability or latencies or service availabilities like that. You have to consider all that. So it depends on that product and its architectures also. Okay, so this plays a huge role. This hyperscalers in a cloud environment for us. Let me just show you something like suppose. So here, if you get this list, so here they'll provide you the certified IaaS platforms, right? Infrastructure as service. These are all cloud offerings for you, IaaS platforms. We'll discuss on this IaaS, SaaS, all this, what is all about, platform as a service and all. So here you can see that Google platform we have, Microsoft Azure we have, Alibaba is there, IBM Cloud is there, so many. So what they offer in this. So all the hardware maintenance they'll take care of here. Now, next thing is understanding these differences between public, private, and hybrid clouds. So they speak about public cloud, and they're using terms like private clouds. Sometimes even the word hybrid also comes into picture. So what is public cloud? It's basically an offer of a freely accessible provider. So you can access this facility provided by that particular service provider to everyone. It's accessible to everyone via internet. So we are already using these public cloud offerings. Almost everyone is using, like Google Docs you are speaking about, or you have Microsoft Office 365, and SAP is also offering so many, like something like Business by Design and all this. This all comes under this public cloud. So here actually the resources are shared by all these users. It's not specific to one particular user or one particular customer. So basically the resources are shared here in this public cloud. But you'll be having this operative data and all that separated. Everything at application level that will be clearly separated. Like example, you're speaking about S4 HANA Cloud Public Edition is there. Like when you go with the S4 HANA Cloud Public Edition, you'll have S4 HANA public and private editions.